For nearly a quarter of a century, this was the most important city in Europe, politically, economically, culturally. Birthplace of the Renaissance, arguably the most important movement in modern human history, it was the crucible of modern financial and monetary structure that financed crusades, explorations, and the papacy. Opera was invented here, so was the Italian language. Dante was born here, so was Brunelleschi and Machiavelli and Vespucci. And we haven't even touched on the Medici yet. But these days, Florence is a little more, well, normal. By Italian standards, anyway. And that's a hell of a standard. Florence is served by Amerigo Vespucci International Airport, located about 10 kilometers northwest of the city. It's a small airport serving exclusively European destinations. When it comes to airports, though, small is rarely a bad thing, and this airport is no exception, so savor its relative ease of use. The T2 tram line runs from the airport to Piazza Unita on the western edge of the city. The tram stop is located just outside the airport and is clearly signed. The journey takes about 30 minutes and trams run every 5 to 10 minutes depending on the time of day. Tickets cost €1.50 each way and are valid for 90 minutes. There is a €20 flat rate for taxis from the airport to any place in the historic center of Florence. They will, however, charge €1 extra for each piece of luggage handled by the driver.
We're in Europe, so there is a good chance you're arriving in Florence on a train. In fact, there's some major cities at less than an hour's train journey away from Florence, so there's a very good chance you're arriving here on a train. And if you do, you'll probably end up here, Santa Maria Novella Station. From here, you can get to almost anywhere in Italy, and actually beyond if you're willing to make 1 or 2 stops along the way. Florence is a small city, so getting around is easy. You know what I'm gonna say, don't you? Walking is the best way to get around. I know I say it about every city, but in this case, it really is true. Most of the major tourist spots are within easy walking distance of each other. Hell, you can walk from one end of the historic center to the other, north to south or east to west, in under 30 minutes. So lace up those LA gears and hit the road. But if you're feeling lazy, nursing a hangover, or plain just don't feel like walking, there are options for your lazy ass, like the tram. Florence has 2 tram lines. Line 1 starts in the north of the city, passes through Santa Maria Novella Station, south to the suburb of Scandicci. Line 2 runs from the airport to Piazza Unita in the middle of town. Neither line takes more than 30 minutes end to end. See, small city. A ticket valid for 90 minutes can be bought for €1.50 from the kiosks on every tram platform. That ticket can also be used on the city's buses, and vice versa. The tickets you buy on a bus can also be used on the tram. But no matter which form of transport you take, be sure to validate your ticket as soon as you begin your journey. Not doing so can result in a hefty fine from uniformed and plainclothes police officers.
Uber is not available in Florence, nor is Lyft, but like I keep saying, this is a small city with very reasonable public transport options, so it's not the end of the world that these apps are not available in Florence. Taxis are available at stands on the street, but note they are on the expensive side when compared to other European cities.
This episode is brought to you by Get Your Guide, the best place to unlock the world's most unforgettable travel experiences. They have 60,000 curated experiences in over 3,600 destinations worldwide, from tickets to the top sites to one-of-a-kind tours with local experts. In fact, it's how we met the wonderful and effervescent Michela, whose infinite wisdom you are about to experience. You can download and access your tickets right in the app. There's no need to print anything out. They've got 24/7 support. You can cancel your experience right up till 24 hours beforehand, and they have that silver bullet of travel tools, the ability to skip queues. To find out more, click on the link in the description below.
We all know and love Italian food. It's reached every nook and cranny of the planet in one way or another. It's been remixed, interpreted, bastardized, ruined, and reborn more than probably any other cuisine on earth. But what we so often get in our neighborhoods is very different than what they get in these neighborhoods. We get a representation of Italian food for the most part. The icons, irrespective of their often hyper-local origins. Regionally, Italian food is distinct, defined, and highly defended by its purveyors and its devotees. Food is serious business in Florence, as culinary and historical expert Michela Ricciarelli explains.
We said that the best business we can do is with our legs under the table. So that's another meaning.
And with our legs most assuredly under the table, we get to business.
You can try our simple focaccia to be matched with a very yummy sheep cheese, typical of Tuscany sheep cheese.
That's a big yes from me. Cue the next delicacy.
It's called duchesse, so like something very for noble people, filled with salame, one kind, and the other one is very simple but yummy thing, butter and anchovies. Oh. That is what we had when we were little ones.
As the maxim goes, simpler is better.
So good.
And just add a little palate cleanser.
Leonardo da Vinci used to say it's an happy place, where is a place where people have wine.
Who am I to argue with Da Vinci?
Salute.
With palates cleansed, it's on to the main event. Lamprodotto, beautiful in its simplicity.
Boiled stomach, which is, don't relax, it's boiled in a broth and then chopped up and served with a green salsa, for want of a better word, and chili oil, and it is glorious, served on the bread. Anchovy, onions and gorgonzola, chicken liver, pate, for want of a better word, and then lingua tongue, also with the green salsa. The green salsa is what makes all of these. I'm a fan.
And the winner is
So good.
boiled stomach. Truly the people's choice.
It's a poor food. Now it's no more for poor people, but for everybody, even chic things.
Yeah, I'm very chic.
Yeah.
You're laughing.
And speaking of chic, Florence has it quite literally on tap.
Buchette del vino, wine windows, only in Tuscany. So you can find them here in Florence, in Pistoia, in my town, in Lucca, in the outskirts of Florence, but not in other regions of Italy. So I've had a lot of people coming from all over Italy, and they have never seen them.
I love it. Wine hole.
I feel like I need to put more things in my wine hole. How about life-changing ricotta cheese?
Some drops of honey, and it's perfect.
Sugar and lemon. It's
Wow.
like you want to try also that.
Florence has given me a whole new appreciation for ricotta and how to eat it.
It's like cheesecake.
Suffice to say, Florence was winning me over, but it was about to play its ace. All'Antico Vinaio, a Florence institution.
That is stunning.
They've been serving up sandwiches the size of your face without compromise on taste since 1989. They say if you haven't been here, you haven't truly been to Florence. Ready for this? Salami, mozzarella, and fennel, mortadella with cheese and pistachio cream, and last but certainly not least, porchetta.
When a person comes from anywhere in the world, they have to try this because you can even better understand what is our life, because we love these things, we are part of these things. So not just
These are beautiful.
talking about, but try them.
And now I can truly say with hand on heart that I have been to Florence. And I get it. I totally get it.
Florence is in Italy, and Italy uses the euro, so you will too while you're here. Let's talk about costs. Now, Florence is a small city that thrives on tourism, so you would expect there to be some price gouging. And there is, don't get me wrong, especially as you get really close to those tourist-heavy spots. But to be honest with you, as we've moved around the city, I've found prices, especially for food and drink, incredibly reasonable. €9 for 3 croissants and 3 coffee, not all of which I consumed myself, feels really good for the heart of a major European city. So I think if you explore, you do a little bit of shopping around, you're going to be surprised how affordable Florence is. And on that note, let's do the rundown. A cup of exquisite Italian coffee is just €2. A pint of beer will cost you around €3. And for the most reliable indicator of a nation's cost, the good old Big Mac, you're going to pay €5.50, which due to global economic catastrophe is exactly the same in US dollars. Florence is generally a very safe city, but it is a major tourist destination, which is a magnet for petty criminals. We're not talking Barcelona levels of ridiculousness, but pickpocketing is absolutely a thing, especially around stations and major tourist spots, so watch the bling. Also, keep an eye out for tourist scams. They are getting more and more creative by the day. If it doesn't feel right, walk away.
Florence is a grand and glorious city. There is no debate about this. There is an undeniable magnetism to its cobblestones and cathedrals. This was my wife's 4th trip to this city, her enthusiasm undiluted. But it was my first. And while I was charmed by the old world sheen, it's hard to resist, for me, Florence could have very easily been just another Italian city. But it's not. At all. In fact, I think Florence is unique. It's big enough to feel impressive, but small enough to feel cozy and charming. It's significant enough to feel worthwhile, but quiet enough so as not to feel overwhelming. It is, on the face of it, simple, but there are enough layers and faces to this city to warrant coming back time and time again. That balance is unique as far as I'm concerned. I've never been to a city quite like this, and I am already thinking about my return.